Yes, because I'm trying to get through this game as quickly as possible. It's not because of like, oh, hey, screw this game. It's more of like, I need to stop I want to stop jumping around all these long play games. I want to just finish them. And like have one long play game I play in between a bunch of like indie games and shit like that. You know what I mean? Rather than like 7 I'm juggling. I know this is a shock, but you need to trust what I'm about to tell you. Trust. Are you really Abigail Gaviton? She was murdered at the Tactile Synthetics building days ago. Yes, it's me. And I was attacked that day. I had the scar to prove it. When the police arrived, the room was locked down and medical examiners quickly took care of my injuries. But Coladera saw your body when he entered the room to check on you. He saw me unconscious due to blood loss, with a knife sticking out of my chest. Don't blame him for getting the wrong impression. Don't blame my attacker for getting it wrong. Bitch! What? I don't know the story of this game, what did I miss? Okay, so. You son of a... True, what? What is going on here? We're spinning that way, yeah. So the story so far is we play Comrade Cross. The prologue was us solving a crime involving her death. But apparently, she's not dead. Okay. For some reason, none of us were privy to that. We solved that case. Then there's a whole new case where we're defending our childhood friend who's accused of like 3 different murders. She's busy. She gets very busy. But she's also working for the government, then she can't talk about it. And there's this thing called the Zero Drive data, or Zero Data or whatever, that's like this AI thing that the government wants to use to replace the justice system with an AI thing, and it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. You should watch every single episode and play the game and buy the game and support the dev, who's an awesome guy that, you know, makes cool stuff. Just putting that out there. But right now, yeah, so our last case was one of the murders, or actually 2 of the murders, that Fletcher was accused of. And we found out that another lady was, did one murder to frame a guy, but then there's also more to that murder, which is weird because the left, like the index finger on one of the hands is cut off the murder body. The corpse, the murder body. So I think that was used to like access some sort of security thing. But they tried to pin it on him, but then he was also killed. Because they're like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna kill him anyway. You know what? So we caught the actual murderer in a lie. It was the worst I've ever played. I was getting everything wrong. It's the first time I've actually failed the game. But we got there. Now she shows up. She's supposed to be dead from the first case of this game. She's back. She's telling us the story right now. That's your recap. Let's go.
Alt.
A trial was already held to determine the murderer. Why did it continue if the police knew you were not truly deceased? I heard that you revealed my affiliation with the Nexus Division in court, Cross. They were the ones who covered up my survival. That's why there were jurisdictional issues with the investigation team. It took time to manipulate the evidence and convince people I had died. Damn. Take that out. The autopsy report was forged and submitted as evidence in the trial. Only a handful of people knew that the stab wound wasn't fatal. It's insane. Why would we go through the trouble of it all? Also, open your shirt and show us the scar. That was the creepiest face I've ever made! What the fuck? I caught a glimpse of it, like, holy shit! That was problematic. Oh my god, why? Oh my god, I can do it on command.
Stop it.
This is too much power.
Get some help.
It's like the Shrek meme in real life. Jesus Christ. You do have too much power. It was easier for them to proclaim me dead to avoid people looking too closely into the attack. I avoided being interviewed that way. You uncover something dark within yourself. What exactly were they trying to hide? Dora, good. Me. I worked for both the Nexus Division and Tactile Synthetics. The link between these 2 organizations needed to be kept secret, those 2. But now that everyone knows, the plan has changed. I see. But how is this relevant to the case at hand? I was getting to that. Tactile synthetics was mentioned earlier today, correct? Isabella Kane claimed to have some sort of rumor about the company that she was conveying to Jennifer Reed. That's right. I never thought to consider why Reed would be interested in something like that. You should know that Jennifer Reed is also affiliated with the Nexus Division, in a manner of speaking. Is she really dead? Are you serious? We never heard anything about that. I think I'm starting to understand. Reed wanted the information from Kane so he could report back to the division. Exactly. It's the same reason I was placed undercover there. And what precisely is this information that the human Kane divulged? It had to do with the murder of someone called Anderson, which happened about 5 years ago at the Tactile Synthetics building. The company's professional relationship with the government has been a source of conflict ever since that incident. If the truth of those events ever became public, Nexus Division would have a big problem on their hands. It's in their best interest to squash rumors about it. Killing my characters. Cunny nut. So they would have wanted to silence Kane, or track down the source behind the information she collected. That's how Reed was lured to the country club. Kane knew it was an invitation she couldn't turn down. So why did Kane do it? Why did she want to trap the victim? We believe Kane made a deal with the terrorist group 209 Dive. They offered to assist her business through contemptible means. In exchange, she would eliminate Reed and perform other important tasks while they were busy setting up the siege on the library.
Wait!
How did Kane become involved with the rebel faction? We don't know for sure yet. It could have been through her connections with the criminal underworld. The same way she found Claude D. Rich. Okay, but this just raises another question. Why did 209 Dive need Reed killed? Consider Reed's place of employment. I think the answer will become clear if you follow that line of thought. She worked for the library, didn't she? They wanted to eliminate resistance during their raid on the library. There was another reason, too. Right now, in the library, there's a secret room that holds critical records of government operating the finger! This was the safest hiding spot for the backup of the Nexus Division's archive, because it was overseen by Jennifer Reed, who was trusted. I'm failing to understand why the terrorists needed John Flair to remove the victim's finger. What purpose did that serve? Don't push yourself, though, Dora. I'm being absolutely serious. Don't push yourself, please. I think I can explain. They needed Reed's finger because they encountered something similar to this piece of evidence while scouting the library. Where's the, safe? The safe that was in Stu's office required a fingerprint scan to open. I believe that a similar locking mechanism could be found in the library, which is why they needed Reed's fingerprint to access the secret room. Well done. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Nobody's paying me. As you probably guessed, 209 Dive retrieved Reed's finger from Kane before the attack on the library went underway. Which means they could have already accessed the hidden file storage. What exactly are they hoping to find there? Are they just trying to recover blackmail material? That's probably part of it, but my money is on something more specific. Using the records, they could likely track down the location of a specific item. Cross, I think you're the most prepared to explain what I mean. Based on everything I know about 209 Dive's goals, one thing comes to mind. The fucking zero data. The zero data. What the fuck is that? You mean that technology thing they've been demanding since the hostage crisis began? The hard drives, yes. A record is kept of their movements when they are transported between safe locations. Are you at liberty to disclose the contents of the data? I'm not, but it's vitally important that we stop them from acquiring it. This is ridiculous. I think we now have the full picture of Reed's murder, as well as Stu's. It was all a consequence of 209 Dive's preparation for the library. I almost read that as library card. Reading is fundamental, kids. But is it just a coincidence that John Flair, a central figure in both this incident and the Hangar murder, nearly encountered Fletcher 2 times that day? Why are you telling us all this? If you work with the government, why are they allowing you to testify about the hidden record room? Yeah, pretty much, Pixel. The library card, that's why they've done this! Well, let's just say I'm tired of half-truths. When I finally recovered from my near-fatal wound, I learned of the ongoing hostage situation. I pieced together what they were after and decided to make a change. I wouldn't sit idly by while the public panics in confusion. If she gets assassinated right now, I will actually laugh so fucking hard. Is she in the list yet? No. So you're sidestepping the Nexus Division's gag order to tell us classified information that relates to the attack? I know I haven't told you all the details, but I hope this is enough to satisfy the need for justice in these trying times. When everyone believed I was dead, it caused the people I love tremendous pain. It is because of the Nexus Division that I had to hide myself. I'm not going to be responsible for hurting anyone through deception. Not anymore. It appears that there is an update from the scene of Flair's murder. A suspect has been identified. Sarah Fletcher. Though I take no pride in relaying this news, it is my duty to inform the court. What? How? How? She was in jail! She was in fucking jail! How? She did it from jail! It's the perfect alibi. Sarah Fletcher is being charged with a crime. Holy fuck. I'm so done. I'm so done right now. Ajax, you piece of shit. No. Why? Every time we get close to a resolution, they keep pulling us back. They get out, they pull me back in. What's it going to take to clear her name? How many times is this going to happen? One more before she dies. Or was it two? I can't remember from the last game. Like a vacuum. I see that it seems like this mystery isn't quite over yet. This is absurd. How is it possible for Fletcher to have killed him if she's already been in police custody for today's trial? The time of death was narrowed down to yesterday, not too long after Flair's escape from his holding cell. Considering the fact that the human Fletcher escaped at the exact same time, it is reasonable to assume, oh right, she did escape and then came back. Assume the possibility exists. I forgot about that. She could have committed the crime in her brief moment of freedom yesterday afternoon in order to keep John Flair silent. Stupid bot. Yeah, well, Ajax, go to Amazon.com, order 1,000 horse tranquilizers. Send, ship, now. Anyway, why would she do that only to hand herself over to the police afterwards? It doesn't make any sense. She has so many goddamn trials to get keep track of all the stuff she's supposedly done. I'm merely relaying the information from the official police statement. I wonder if this will work. Tell me if this works, anybody. Alexa, play Despacito. It's clear that further investigation needs to be done before we can make any sort of assessment over the situation. For this reason, I'm extending the trial to tomorrow to allow for both parties to visit the scene of the crime and gather evidence. Remember that we're here to deliver justice for the murders of these poor victims, in hopes that it will shed light on the hostage crisis. That'll handle, Alexa. Good. Yeah. Hello, wiretap? What's a recipe for pancakes? Yeah. I can't take this. I already have one wiretap in my house. I don't need multiple, you know? After everything we've done to prove Sarah innocent, will no one believe us? I can't hold on any longer. Something is clawing at the back of my mind, telling me to stop. Is there some horrible truth my brain doesn't want to confront? Is there only pain waiting for me at the end of this tunnel? This is all too similar. This is something I've seen before. Why have I forgotten it? the anime pose. Why is my brain refusing to process this? Could it be related to that sword? I left it at that place a year ago. Everything was fine before that. So what changed? Conrad? I love how cringy he is. Snap out of it. We have to fight this. No, there's no way out. Tragic backstory alert. There's something wrong here. There's a reason they're so insistent on sending Fletcher to prison, and we have to get to the bottom of it. What? I don't understand. We're going to let this slide for now, but we'll return with proof that the justice system failed our client. I'm completely exhausted, but we can't back down. Not after making it this far. After me. If the defense is done talking amongst themselves and there are no objections, then we'll reconvene tomorrow for the next day of the trial. I wish both of you luck in your investigation, and hope that soon we might finally learn enough to put this case behind us. Court adjourned. Can I be a murder victim in your next game, Matt? I've done everything I can to learn what it means to be a defense attorney in order to save Sarah. No. God damn, just immediately shot down. Beyond my doubts, my experiences, and my own faults, you're a murder victim, one of mine, Dora. Something greater awaits at the end of all this. Hope. Hope that we'll be able to make things right. Maybe that is a glimpse of what true justice looks like. If I would have known that it would have ended like that, I would have gone a little bit longer last night, but not a big deal. After the trial. Honey Nut. Well, I hosted a jam, The Murder of HawkZombie. It's just... I should do another one next spring, The Rebirth of HawkZombie, or some shit like that. If you're a murderer instead... Dude, that would be awesome! That's even better! That's, like, okay... Hey, can I be the dead body on the slab? What if you're the guy that put him there? Don't give me that hard door! Yeah, I mean, like... Dude, that'd be amazing. Are you sure it's okay for the accused to be standing free outside of the courtroom? I can never remember what voice I gave her. Don't worry, I cleared it with the guards. Considering yesterday's breakout, they actually think it's safer for us to talk in public. They've got people watching the entrances to make sure I don't flee. It still feels like I'm in some sort of cell. Nice, Civvy, I'm glad to hear that. It's been a rebirth. Dora. That's awesome, I'm glad it went well. That's all, have a good night. I'm so happy for you, awesome. It won't be like this for long. We just have to solve this new mystery. After all that, Ajax still found a way to extend the trial and make you look like a killer. Or two of my Honey Nut God. Equivalent exchange. I'm so sorry. You probably already know this, but I intend to fight this charge as well. Tomorrow. Yeah, no, take it easy, it's fine. I know, you don't have to explain yourself. We actually are doing trust issues tomorrow, so, yeah. We're going to fix this, I promise. They're clearly scrambling to pin something on you, and they're getting desperate. I think they're bound to give up when they see how much we're willing to push back against the charges. Is that really true, or will they just find another crime to lay at our feet? Conrad, you don't think that the prosecution is organizing these crimes to blame it all on Fletcher, do you? That's not a bad guess, but I'm afraid you're wrong. Oh, I thought it was flocking. Ram? What are you doing here? Why do you sound like flocking? I figured this would be a reasonable moment to check up on your progress. This has turned into something far more complicated than I could ever imagine. You have a lot of explaining to do. You never told me that you hired Fletcher to carry out those tasks. Inconsequential details, I'm afraid. There was no time to truly explain the whole situation. What's important is that you took the case as I hoped. Now we've learned quite a bit about the terrorists as a result. Did you really meet up with Fletcher at the Post Logistics warehouse? I did. It was an important stage in our operation to ensure that everything was proceeding as planned. I appreciate you leaving my name out of the official record. It wouldn't do my organization any favors if I became involved with the trial. You could have at least told us about that sooner. We were hit with too many surprises back there. This girl, is she trustworthy? This guy just cuts right to the point, doesn't he? Yeah, she's my assistant. Anything you can tell me can be heard by her. I see. In that case, I want to let you know that your assumption is correct. Wait, what's the name of his assistant from the last game? Fuck, why can't I remember it? I want to say Cassie? don't think I'm right. Chloe! Oh my god. Oh my god, Chloe, thank you. Okay, so... What happened to Amanda? What falling out did Cross and Amanda have that Chloe was able to just swoop right in and... Hi? Hi, Cassie! No! Oh god! God. Wait. Amelia, god damn it! I can remember Simpsons quotes from 30 years ago, but I can't remember the fucking name of Conrad Cross's assistants to save my life. Who the hell is Amanda? Wow. My brain is just gone. It's just gone. Okay, have a good night, Pixel Yarn. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Can I find Amanda? All right, Amanda. Amanda, hug and kiss. Why can't I find Amanda, hug and kiss? All right, listen to me, you little puke. What are you just mad at the huge ass? Is there a huge ass in here? I'm huge ass. Hello. All right, sir. I'm gonna level with you. I did not expect the prank to go this far. Oh well, better luck next time. Side assistant Amanda Amelia doesn't know about her. There's no conspiracy by the Justice Department to commit crimes for the purpose of sending Fletcher to prison. How can you know that for sure? I have a lot of strings to pull thanks to my line of work. I've already looked into this extensively. What a nice young man. What a nice young man. See, okay, I'm not the only one that remembers the Simpsons quotes either. What's more interesting is the prospect of learning more about John Flair's affiliation. Through the proxy of Isabella Crane, he was ultimately working for 209 Dive. It's my understanding that you knew him quite well, Ms. Winless. Did you ever suspect that he could be a terrorist? No, it's not that simple. He had strong feelings about the government, sure, but I never expected him to do something like this. It's completely out of character. I see. I wonder what changed within him to lead to this outcome. Don't you think that's enough? This is a sensitive subject. My apologies. I was merely trying to pool information together. Is this trial actually helping the hostages, or are you just hoping to find some sort of connection that could lead to more arrests? Thanks to Graviton's testimony just now, we learned why 209 Dive targeted the library specifically. With the reports that they've probably uncovered, they'll be able to track down the locations where the zero data drives are typically stored. But they're already demanding the drives in exchange for the hostages. Are they not expecting to get their wish? The negotiations are set to conclude shortly. I suggest you head to the Stone Spotted Park as soon as we're done here. Conclude? What does that mean? I'm not exactly sure, but one way or another, the fate of the hostages will be decided today. No, I'm being a Macaroni fan. If they don't hand over the zero data to the terrorists, the people trapped inside could be... The police will find a way to save everyone. I know they will. At least one of you has faith in our Justice Department. Fletcher, I'll be expecting a report of the situation when your verdict is finally delivered. And Conrad, I wanted to express my gratitude with your work so far. You've handled this with a resolve I haven't seen in years. Wait, so if they faked Graviton's death, did they fake Fletcher's? I don't like that man. He takes his job seriously. It's practically engulfed his whole life at this point. He doesn't care what happens to you tomorrow. He just wants to use this case as a vehicle for delivering information to the government. Well, he's fighting an enemy that's been plaguing our country for years. I understand why he's so determined. Just putting that out there to the universe. Because I'll say one thing, I was upset as fuck that she died. Ram's desire to eliminate 209 Dive has driven him to hide the truth from the defense team trying to save his own operative. It might not make a huge difference now, but what else could he be trying to keep to himself? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? See, as sleepy as I get playing these games, which is a fucking weird occurrence, I don't even know what causes it. Like, some days I'm totally fine. Like, I'm tired as fuck right now. but I'm so jazzed, and I think it's because sometimes I'll play this, and there won't be a whole lot of people chatting or not really interacting, and I think the interaction keeps my mind awake. But like, that's how I know I really like these games. I actually care about the characters, and like what's happening to them, what's going to happen to them, you know? Me either, Dora. The dev is a twisted individual. We should head over to the park right away. Then we need to check out the scene of Flair's murder. I'll ask around at the police checkpoint once we're at the park to learn where exactly it is. Sound fair? Yes, I'll be stuck at the detention center, but we should reconvene once you've learned more about the crime. I think I might have an idea as to the kind of evidence they'll use against us. There's something important you should hear later. So I fucking killed him, but here's how we're gonna cover it up. Sounds like a plan. We're really starting to figure this out, aren't we? And don't tell me we need a team name or something sentimental like that. No? You could probably live without it. Good. Remind me to call it quits if we ever reach that point. That's what happened to Amelia. Conrad Cross called it the Conrads, and she's like, fuck this, I'm out. Have a good life. Oh, that's kind of funny, actually. Kind of nut. All of us working together to save Fletcher. While we may not know what to expect next, we're more than ready to handle it. Team crossed off. Dora. After all, what do we have to lose? With the world against us, we have no choice but to fight back. With everything we have. Team cross country! Nice. I actually like that quite a bit. That's pretty clever. That's why you're the dev. Team Hot Cross Buns. That just sounds like Conrad's OnlyFans. Well, we're here, and it seems like we're not the only ones. The hostages have been stuck in the library for over 2 days now. I can't imagine what they must be going through. Careful, I'll make these canon! We can only hope that they're being treated well, so it's easier for the public to pressure the police into submission. Either way, it isn't right. Do you think the police will actually give in to the demands? Give into the demands? Blah. I can't enunciate for some reason, good lord. Human Cross, I see that you have come to bear witness to the conclusion of this insane attack. Oh, Ajax. I didn't think you'd be the type to make small talk. There is nothing small about this situation. I am curious to hear your opinion on the events unfolding before us. Okay, Dora, get some food. It is my duty to understand the mindset of my adversaries. We don't have to listen to this, Conrad. He's just trying to provoke us. No, it's fine. He's not our opponent right now. I worry for the safety of the hostages regardless of what happens here. If the terrorists don't like the outcome, they can retaliate and take it out on the people trapped there. Rob. God. But if they get what they want, the hostages become redundant. They might still eliminate them to send a message. A measured response. I appreciate your honesty. Why is that outlook such a surprise? Isn't that what everyone here is thinking? It is one thing to harbor doubts, but consider our surroundings. The place is crawling with police officers and investigators. It is not typical to question the effectiveness of our law enforcement. I don't understand. It appears you are not aware of the recent developments surrounding our city's Justice Department. An ongoing political campaign has encouraged the general public to hold absolute trust in our ability to find and catch criminals. The acceleration of the courts has been leading to a cultural rift. It is becoming taboo to suggest that we are incapable of solving situations like this. That doesn't concern me. We have to remain realistic in order to come up with a plan to save those innocent people. Realistic. Ha! Ha ha ha. That is a good one. During yesterday's trial, you were the one who suggested that Jet Turner fell from a moving aircraft into that very lake. The world is changing, Human Cross. And I believe you are changing with it. That was real human laughter. I am a real boy. Ha ha ha. Howdy, folks. Seems like I almost said chef. Seems like Chef Batten is ready to make the food. He's ready to make an announcement. Do you know what decision they've come to? Ha. If I did, I couldn't tell you. Y'all know how it goes. I guess we'll just have to hear it directly from Chief Batten. Very well. Please escort us to the location of the press conference. You mean the one happening literally 10 feet behind you, Ajax? I think somebody needs a diagnostic. No escort needed. It's happening right here. Just buckle up and give us a few minutes. I know y'all have got some investigating to do and whatnot, so we'll make it real quick. He needs to get his circus checked. He's no fucking Data, I'll tell you that. It's sounding a bit too ominous. He's progressing the negotiation here, right in front of the library? With civilians present to witness it? What if it turns into some sort of gunfight? Despite my earlier statement, I do in fact trust the police to protect us if the situation escalates. Plus my chassis is made of titanium. I'll be fine, human cross. Yeah, but if I can't even trust you, then what does that matter? Why is that? Let's just remain ready to flee if things get ugly. Get ugly. Sound fair? Sure. Our case is heavily tied to the incident, so we should be here for this. It might be selfish of me, but if all of this resolves, it'll be one less point of pressure in Fletcher's trial. I said chassis! Chassis! If we're lucky, this might cause the Justice Department to stop searching for a culprit to blame, but I can't get ahead of myself just yet. Bad. Chassis! No! I just had a bad joke enter my head when you said that, honey. I'm not, no. I have 3 settings. Moving right along. This is for the next game. God. Why is he?
Forgive me.
Oh, what's he doing?
It's Chief Baton.
3 days ago, over a dozen innocent people were captured and held against their will in the building behind me. These courageous people have held faith that they will be freed from this nightmare. Among them are my wife.
Oh, he had it was the
daughter.
Zero drives. That's what he had.
Today, we make a stand. This city will not give in to the demands of these cowards. We will save the hostages on our own terms. This is what they're after.
Oh, so you get...
The Zero Dam. And this is a demonstration of our resolve. To finally put an end to this madness.
No! Stop! What are you thinking? Do you realize what you've just done?
Drop the weapon. It's over. Put it down.
His voice is way deeper than I thought it would be.
Yesterday.
We've been tracking you for some time, Eva Hunt. Most curious.
Wait, did they just do that just to suss her out? Damn. I can't believe it. He destroyed the Zero data. Most curious. Fascinating. Just what is that thing anyways? It matters little now. That was just one of several hard drives, but none of them can be decrypted without all 3 intact. So, that's it? It's over? It would appear so. The terrorists will be unable to retrieve the data contained on the hard drives. But in return, Chief Batten's family could be... He knew the consequences of his actions, but he still went along with it. Why? I do not believe there is any way to understand his reasoning without asking him directly, but perhaps he requires some time alone. Without the Zero data, they'll have to act fast if they want to free the hostages. We should give them some space to work. I heard that John Flair's body was found at the Tactile Synthetics lab. Is that true, Ajax? It is. A perimeter has already been established in the main lobby. Tactile Synthetics? Why there of all places? It may be connected with what we learned from the human graviton earlier today. Welcome back, Dora. What you missed is they had a press conference about how they're gonna get the hostages. Chief Batten is like, fuck you guys, we're gonna do it our own way. Destroyed one of the Zero data drives. And then a terrorist was in the crowd. Like, how could you? And was about to shoot him, but they arrested her. It's all tied together in ways I never expected. Now we're gonna go check out John Flair's body. We should head down there right away. This place is starting to freak me out. Dora! Hold on, Human Cross. There is something I wish to discuss with you in private. Oh, with me? I guess we could talk in my office. It isn't too far from here. Very well. I will oblige. Amelia, I'll meet you there in a bit. Sound fair? What? That's my line! And he just hops on Ajax's lap, and they just... off into the distance. What's the Jets... Oh, I'll say... What's the Jetsons, car sound? Yeah. And they just go off on their own. There go Ajax and Cross to his office to talk. Continuing. It's the fastest mode of transportation in the world. It was all perfect. Have we no change your awkward moments? Are they not going to talk? All right, what's this about? Okay. Is it cheating, or is it just like using a toy if he makes out with Ajax? That's tonight's philosophical debate on Hawk Chat. All right, what's this about? You know, there's 3 modes. Dora. You have done well to rise to the challenges placed before you in this case. You have performed your duty admirably. Cross is in the polycule. He can include Ajax into the mix. God. Phoenix, oh my god. I can't. I don't know why that's making me laugh so hard. Hold on a second. Just. Yeah, I'm gonna pin it. Why not? Okay, continue. Yes, let's go. I just asked the girls. I'm just trying to help my friend. She wouldn't be in this mess if the Justice Department didn't keep throwing charges at her. My cybernetics have processed a discrepancy in your line of thought. You seem to believe that it was my decision to extend the trial in order to solve these additional murders. You are wrong. That was the doing of department heads who have internally reviewed the evidence found at each crime scene. Then they're the ones who are determined to send my client to prison. There has been no such directive from the police department. I believe you are making significant assumptions. You've already proven Sarah's innocence in 3 other murders. Do you really think she could have killed Flair after all that?
Objection.
Dude, we're just having a talk. You have only proven her innocence in the murders of Gary Stu and Jennifer Reed, and only because the human Kane confessed. With John Flair deceased, we must use other methods to confirm whether he truly piloted the plane on March 11th. The point I am trying to articulate is that we are not enemies. It is, in fact, quite the contrary. How can you say that when you've already misled the court to get a faster verdict? If I'm remembering correctly, you were the one who held off explaining things you already knew until I paved the way forward. The dynamic between prosecutor and defense attorney is vastly misunderstood in the general public. I would say that misunderstanding runs so deep that it has affected the courts and even the legal counsel. The origin of the idea behind the modern prosecutor tells a different story than you might expect. We were meant to be the devil's advocate while the argument in favor of the defendant's release persisted. We were meant to assist the defense attorney with our own evidence if their client was found to have been innocent in a crime. I believe you encountered this very idea when you allowed Max Colladera to be declared not guilty during his trial the other day. I didn't do my job that day. I was trained to put criminals to justice. Then your training was incomplete. Quite the contrary. It is a prosecutor's job to further the discussion, not to blindly believe that the arrest was warranted. That is why I allowed you to reach your own conclusion before stepping in. I did not withhold information to speed up the verdict. But what if the discussion stopped there? What if the judge ended the trial without hearing all of the facts? Perhaps it is a flaw in my method, and you are correct that this has caused some conflict in past trials. But in this case, my trust in your humanity was rewarded. You have risen to the task of countering my points, and we have achieved a greater understanding because of it. Soon I will be a real boy. I know, what the fuck? I suspected that something was off when the murders of Stu and Reed became relevant to Fletcher's case. That is why I allowed you to carry the trial in the direction you desired. Thanks to your insight, we followed the trail to the truth. Allowed me to carry the trial? So he didn't fully believe in Fletcher's guilt? I don't understand. Isn't your job to believe in your own deduction? My duty is to deliver justice. However, sending an innocent human to prison is distinctly not justice. In order to perform this duty, I am willing to turn the tide in favor of the defense, should the evidence suggest that their client is innocent. Rather, you're otherwise God. I never expected that someone like Ajax could hold that belief. But make no mistake, I will not be going easy on you during tomorrow's trial. Based on the preliminary evidence, there is good reason to believe that Fletcher was involved with the murder of the human Flare. Oh, then what exactly was the point of telling me all this? I am simply trying to explain how I operate, and to let you know that you are not alone in this struggle. Although we stand on opposite sides of the courtroom, it is important for you to know that I am determined to get to the bottom of this. Should Fletcher be declared innocent, I will not fight to overturn the verdict. You know, when I first saw you, I thought you hid your face to instill fear in your opponents. But that can't be true, right? I had my face removed surgically 3 years ago. Despite my appearance, I wish to retain my humanity. I am pleased to know that you have perceived this fact. You should travel now to the Tactile Synthetics building. My cybernetics must begin processing soon. Oh, sure. That makes sense. I have no idea what that means. This was a good talk, Ajax. I'll see you in court tomorrow. Processing. That is acceptable. It's easy to forget that Ajax isn't a machine. He's a human just like the rest of us. He makes mistakes and is willing to own up to them. Considering that, I'm glad that he's the one I have to face tomorrow. At the very least, I know he'll respect the truth. Whatever that may be.